Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Storytime Society. So, there's some tragedy. First of all, sometimes I forget, but get out what you're drinking. Today I'm drinking my water because I've been making it a goal for myself to drink at least 80 ounces a day because I was slacking before, and now I'm doing hot yoga, and I also have my medication, so I really need to get on top of the water drinking. So it's just water. I did have 2 coffees today though, but there was something really tragic that happened. Yesterday I filmed an episode when I usually don't film on Wednesdays, but I'm leaving on Saturday to Thursday for Cape Cod / Boston, and I needed an extra few episodes. So tonight I'm filming 2 episodes because yesterday, the episode that I filmed, 45 minutes, the microphone wasn't on. And now you guys know why I always double check that the microphone's on. Because I'm looking at this video. I'm like, why is no sound coming out? Then I zoom in on the microphone. The green light isn't on. Excuse me? So I don't know how I did that, but I was also in a rush because I had 45 minutes to film until I had to leave to go to yoga. So I wanted to get it out of the way so I didn't have to film later. So now I'm going to film 2 episodes in a row, which is fine because I want to get ahead so that I can just have everything done and I don't have to worry about anything next week when I'm gone. And then I also obviously don't want to have to film as soon as I get back because I'm probably going to get back late on Thursday night, and then there's going to be an episode coming out on Friday morning, and I'm not going to film at midnight on Thursday night. So, but there's not really much going on over here on this front other than me going on vacation. And if you see 2 episodes near each other with me wearing the same thing and looking the exact same, just know that's why. I feel like my cat's about to go to the bathroom, and whenever he goes to the bathroom, he does this scratching thing for about 30 minutes where he has to wipe his paws because apparently he is like a germaphobe or something and has issues. He literally will be like, but yeah, so, what else do I have to tell you? Nothing really. I went to a yoga class today. It was not yoga. So I got a membership at this place that I've been going to, this yoga place. And so me and my friend went this morning at 9 a.m. and it's called the Sculpt and Flow class. So it's supposed to be a mix of yoga and weights, which we thought it was going to be like Pilates kind of, but like floor, mat Pilates or whatever. But no, it was more like a HIIT workout. If you know, Kayla It Signs or whatever, those HIIT workouts, they're so hard. And it was in an 85-degree room, and I was dying, actually dying. So that was my morning. But then I was soaking wet. It was actually insane. I was soaking wet. All my clothes were soaking wet. My hair was soaking wet. It looked like I just took a shower in my clothes. And yeah, it was really disgusting, but it was good. So we went to breakfast after that at a cute little diner, and it was really fun. And then I kind of binged Vampire Diaries a little bit before I started doing work, which is not my finest hour, but my boyfriend has work off, like I've told you guys, and I've been trying to hang out with him. So we went to Poncheros today also, which the burritos there are unmatched, honestly. Nothing can top them. I love their homemade? No, they're fresh tortillas. They changed the game. And I always get steak because I don't like their chicken, but I get their steak, and then I have to get queso in my burrito because their queso is better than anything. So that's what my Poncheros order is. But oh, you know what? I actually went through and kind of just copied some links for what was on the subreddit. Also, I'm just going to say it now. If you haven't already, subscribe because then you can, be a little part of the Storytime Society members and like the video, comment, always comment because I want to chat with you guys, and maybe share it with a friend or family that might enjoy my videos. Obviously, those all help like my videos be pushed to a bigger audience, and I love y'all so much. So whenever you guys comment, it makes my day, and I just love chatting with you guys, and I always want to just like, I don't know, it's just fun. You guys know, I've told you so many times before, but anyways, we have some Reddit stories. All right, so we're going to read this story if it loads. Okay. The title is My Boyfriend Wants to Buy a Boat and I'm $40,000 in debt. And all right. Been together almost 10 years. I own the house we live in. Due to unemployment, he stopped contributing to the bills over 5 years ago. For the past 3 years, he's been back to work. He paid off all his debt, and his only bills are his car insurance and our cell phone bill. I've asked him a dozen times to start contributing, and it always turns into a fight. He tells me if I need money, I should just ask for it. But I don't believe that's a good substitute for giving me a specific amount I can rely on every month for the bills. I also do 95% of the grocery/household shopping. I've made bad decisions and buried myself in debt trying to live a lifestyle that I should be able to afford if I wasn't supporting him. He wants to buy a boat. I'm about to take a $9,000 per year pay cut at work. He knows how much debt I have. Decided I'm breaking up with him, selling the house to pay my bills. Guys, I just read the update. No, I didn't. This is the original post. Okay, thank God. That really scared me for a second. Okay. Decided I'm breaking up with him, selling the house to pay my bills, and walking away happy with probably $100,000 in my pocket. Literally life-changing money. Am I overreacting by ending a 10-year committed relationship without talking to him about it one more time and giving him a chance to make it right? I'm sorry, I'm speechless. Girl, it sounds like you have a child on your hands. Like, it sounds like you literally have a child that you didn't birth. So, like, why are you taking care of this man? And why has it been 10 years since you've been taking care? Like, why the fuck would you stay with this man? It's genuinely mind-blowing, which I don't want to be, like, unempathetic. But whenever I hear stories like that, I'm like, how can you even be debating this? No, you're not overreacting. What the frack? He wants to buy a boat when you're drowning in debt. Not only drowning in debt, but you can't afford anything because you're taking care of him. He was on unemployment, so you were paying for everything. Now, he's not paying for shit still, even though he obviously has money. Like, he's not only a terrible boyfriend, but a terrible person, because if you see someone that you love and they're struggling like that, and obviously it's because of you, like a big part of it is because of you, then why would you make her feel bad for wanting you to contribute? I mean, that's just insane. Absolutely insane. Okay. Edit, wow, this post blew up way beyond what I expected. I hate to say this, but if you don't have anything different to say from the 1,000 other comments here, please don't waste your time. There's no way I'm going to be able to read all of these. And to the people saying absolutely awful things to me, guess we all know what kind of person you are. And to the person that asked, what? And to the person that for nudes, I'm flattered, but no. I don't know what she meant by that. Asked for or gave nudes? I don't know, but we're just going to say. And to the person that asked for nudes, I'm flattered, but no. Second edit, I really appreciate the kind words and well-meaning advice I've been getting. I'm going to try really hard to read all of them, but there's like 4,000 right now. To answer some of the more common questions, I already rent out a room to someone. I didn't mention it because it didn't seem relevant. I've raised his rent starting next month. He also had a really sweet deal for a few years. I have a very good job. I work for USPS. The problem is USPS is going broke and they've realized they can pay a part-timer $20 an hour to do what they pay me almost $40. I don't know how bad it'll be yet, but it's looking like 9 to 11K per year cut. I'm trying to get ahead of it before this hits. The benefits are great and I don't have a degree, so there's no real way for me to get a higher paying job. I am considering Instacart/DoorDash once it does hit. Just doesn't seem fair that I have to work two jobs while he sat on his ass for 2 years. And listen, I get it. Selling is a bad idea. A house is an investment, but I don't really see any other way of getting out from under this debt. I don't want the hassle of trying to rent the whole thing out to someone and pay for an apartment myself. I don't want to have to maintain it. It's way too big for me, and I don't even think I want to stay in this state. Sell now, pay off debt, put money away, and earn interest on it. Then in a year or so, once I've got my head straight, hopefully move somewhere warmer. Third edit, one more thing. He already has a boat. A cheap boat, if there's such a thing. He wants a nice new boat so he doesn't have to keep putting money into the one that he has. Okay. Good God. Some of the relevant comments. OOP responds on her budget for the house and paying off the debt she has. Wait until her boyfriend is out to sell the house. OOP, yeah, pretty much. I could afford it if I didn't have $1,000 a month in credit card payments and if I wasn't about to take a nearly $1,000 a month pay cut. I also have no interest in living in a place this big or maintaining my yard by myself, and it would take years for a roommate to reach the same financial benefit as just selling. It would take about 5 years for rent to pay my debt, and that's at the amount it's at right now, not counting all the interest charges that would happen over those 5 years. I ran the numbers, I can't afford my bills and mortgage. Even taking on a roommate would still take 5+ years to pay it all off, and I don't want to live with anyone for a long time. OOP on making a safe retirement account to live comfortable after moving out and take care of what she owes. I have a retirement account and I can't afford rent on my salary with no credit card bills. I'm planning to increase my retirement contribution to pretty much the maximum and slowly chip away at the 100K while it also sits in a savings account earning interest. OOP on getting therapy to deal with her issues and take care of herself first before anyone else. I was in therapy. My therapist is moving to a new practice that doesn't accept my insurance, so I have to find a new one. I have gently encouraged him to seek therapy for a long time, but he won't. I've suggested couples therapy multiple times, but he believes that's a sign the relationship is already over. So basically, I'm just giving him what he must expect at this point. She's out of state and her new practice only takes clients from a specific EAP that my company doesn't participate in. I really wish staying with her was an option. All right. OOP on if she has kids with her boyfriend and it would put more debt on her. She says, he already has one grown up and I don't want any, thank God. She explains the budget that she and her boyfriend spends every week. I spend about twice as much on his groceries as I do for mine. I eat one meal a day and about $12 a week on snacks. He eats lunch and dinner and probably $20 a week on snacks. He drinks $30 of Diet Coke every week. I drink a 4-pack of bottled water with Mio or Crystal Light packets and the occasional energy drink. I have a decent car because I got sick of used ones being unreliable. My car payment isn't extravagant and it's good on gas. I do take 2 to 3 vacations per year, 2 long weekends, and a 5-ish day one. I shop around for the best deals and pay cash for everything except the hotel and flight points in parentheses. I always suggest camping, but he likes to be more comfortable. Anyways, I lost track of what point I was making here. I fully admit I've made bad financial decisions, but those decisions wouldn't have been nearly as bad if he was carrying his own weight. I guess I figured he'd step up eventually, and he just hasn't. OOP on her boyfriend's work situation for how long? No, he was only unemployed for 2-ish years, I'm assuming, but he hasn't paid a consistent or helpful amount of money for our household in over 5. Crazy. All right, this is 4 months later update, August 15th, 2024. My original post blew up way bigger than I ever expected. I was definitely overwhelmed by all of your responses, and I truly appreciate how many people care about a random internet stranger. I've considered posting an update many times since, but wanted to wait until it all played out. But I've had people reaching out recently, so I decided this was a good time. I spent a decent amount of time setting things up for myself behind the scenes. I had a safety plan for myself and my cats in case he got angry. I spent a long time putting a plan together for what I would do after selling my house. I broke up with him in early June. It was one of the most emotionally difficult things I've ever done. We talked for hours over multiple days about what went wrong. He didn't get angry, just sad. I was really sad too, and I still am, but we're both on the same page now, and we agree that it's the best thing for us both. He moved out right away and has been slowly moving his stuff out. It took me about 2 months to get my house ready for sale, but once it was listed, I accepted a very good offer within a week. Closing is 3 weeks from now. I decided to take this opportunity to completely change my life. I'm moving across the country. I already have a place and a job lined up, and I'm really excited for my future. I'm making about as much money as I expected, paying off all my debt and investing a large amount of what's left. I'm moving to a lower cost of living area, and my expenses will be considerably less than they have been. And the job I have lined up will pay about the same as I make now, so I'll be in really good shape. I've already signed a lease for a sweet new apartment. Maybe I'll look into buying again in the future, but for now I'm just looking forward to a fresh start and an opportunity to make my life exactly what I want it to be. Okay. There's 2 relevant comments that are like pasted onto this post, and the first one is, did he ever say why he wanted to buy a $40,000 boat instead of helping you pay off your debt? And she said, sort of, he just wasn't thinking. I guess somehow he always thought I was fine, even though he knew how much debt I was in, and even though I begged him so many times to start contributing consistently. In his mind, I must have been fine because I never asked him for specific amounts to cover specific bills. And then someone else commented, oh, I love this ending. I hope you're moving to a cool city and make lots of friends. Very cool city where I already have a couple good friends, and I can't wait to meet more. Slay queen. Get that literal baggage, a person, like a sack of what? Just shit? I don't understand. How can you be that terrible of a person to like just, how do you think someone's okay? How do you not care? I don't understand. Like, you've been together 10 years. How do you not know the intricacies of her life? I don't understand that. Okay, some of the comments on the like pasted post. The comment about thinking she was fine because she didn't bring up specific amounts is absolutely wild, both because she had expressed dissatisfaction multiple times, but also because even if she was fine financially, why the F would you assume your girlfriend just wants to cover 100% of the bills while you're a working adult? Exactly. It makes no sense. I mean, where are you? I feel like this guy emotionally dumped his wife 5 years ago and was content to live off her until she wouldn't foot the bill anymore. Like, I cannot. I think everyone's pretty much just saying the same thing. Like, obviously they're dumb. Or not, they're dumb. He's dumb. He's dumb as hell. I can't with him. Someone said, men who claim to be blindsided when their partner breaks up with them are not unaware their partner is unhappy. Men hear the complaints. They just assume that their partner isn't yet desperately unhappy enough to make a change. It's pure selfishness when some men are content to have a mild to moderately unhappy partner. It's honestly sad. Like, so selfish. Oop, yes, I'm over 18. Thank you. All right, this one sounds crazy from what I can see from the title. And it's a screenshot of a post, so it's pretty small, but I'm zooming in. All right. I can't believe I'm about to say this. My boyfriend says coming in me is a boundary. What should I do? Lord have mercy. I, 21 female, have had an IUD for... I hate when I do that. I, 21 female, have had an IUD for the entire time, and my boyfriend... Why am I actually stuttering right now? I, 21 female, have had an IUD for the entire time, and my boyfriend, 26 male, have been together, and it has caused me nothing but problems with my hormones and severe cramping at random times, and my period is extremely irregular. Since I've had an IUD the whole time we've been together, I have always let him and wanted him to finish in me during sex. Now, since I'm getting my IUD removed in 2 days, and it is recommended to not have sex for a week before getting it removed to prevent pregnancy, me and my boyfriend have been arguing about it nonstop. I have a very high libido, so does he, so I've been asking for intimacy still with protection, or at least for him to pull out, and he says no, which is fine, but stated that the reason he's saying no is I'm breaking a boundary because he needs to come in me. And by not letting him, I'm hurting him. He's getting upset because I keep trying to initiate, but I insist on using protection, which he doesn't believe in using. Last night, we got into another heated argument about this, and I went outside for a walk to take a breather. When I got home, I guess he didn't hear me come back in because when I walked into our room, he was bawling his eyes out, crying with his penis out, and watching porn. For context, watching porn is something I've never been comfortable with, and he promised me that he doesn't do it. The more that I think about it, I feel like this is his way of getting back at me for breaking his boundary. Now, I do feel bad because I kept asking because I've been super horny, and he told me it's a no unless he can finish inside me, and I kept pressing him on the topic, but I feel like he's being unreasonable, and it's like, well, what are we going to do once my IUD is out? I guess we'll never be intimate again. Edit, I feel really stupid right now after reading everything you guys are saying. I'm going to talk to him tonight once he's off work, and I'll update later. Edit 2, after talking to my girlfriends and reading everyone's comments here, I've decided that I'm definitely going to break up with him tonight. He gets off late tonight, and I'll update as soon as I can. Thank you guys for all the advice so far. Okay, him crying, the way immediately like a picture flashed in my eyes of just a guy like naked crying on the couch while like watching like a Pornhub video or something. That's just insane. How would that not give you the immediate ick and be like, what the fuck? I'd be literally, the way that I wouldn't even feel bad, I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this is embarrassing. Are you okay? Like, are you okay? Do you need to go to therapy or something? Because clearly you're not self-aware or mature, or like, are you even a real human? Like, who even are you? I don't understand how anyone can be like, this is a boundary that I've set. Okay, well, guess what? I've actually set a boundary that I don't want you to finish inside of me. And also, maybe you should get on birth control yourself. How about that? How about get a vasectomy or something? Because I don't want to be pregnant, and if you insist on finishing inside me, well, I don't have an IUD anymore. And it doesn't seem like the reason is because he wants to start a family with her. It seems like he is just a little crybaby bitch, to be honest. Okay, here's an update. My 21 female boyfriend, 26 male, says, finishing in me is a boundary. What should I do? First of all, thank you all for the support. I tried to read almost every message and comment, but there was a lot, so it's hard. Some of you thought I was super naive, and I feel like I needed to hear the truth straight up, and after posting and reading, I decided to end it pretty quickly. Just for some context, our relationship other than this situation honestly hasn't been great either. We're different races, and his parents don't accept me. He has strict Asian parents. He's extremely childish and immature, spends all day playing video games, and we do honestly constantly argue. The only thing that was good about our relationship was the intimacy part, and now that that's gone because of how he's acting, there's truly nothing good left in it. The plan was to break up with him as soon as he got home from work, and of course, today was the day that he was staying late at his job, and I just wanted to get things done and over with because it was eating me up inside. When he finally got home, he just ignored me, and part of me just wanted to ignore him back and not deal with it, but I knew what needed to be done. So I went to our room where he had been since he got off work. He was playing video games, and I told him that we needed to talk, which he rolled his eyes at. You guys said to be as direct as possible, so I told him that I was breaking up with him because he's manipulative and childish. Immediately, you could see the change in his face from smug to scared. He asked if I was serious. He asked if I was seriously gonna throw Oh, he asked if I was seriously going to throw everything away because of a disagreement, and I told him it was bigger than that. He said if I wanted to leave him because I can't fulfill his needs, then to go right ahead. So I turned around to leave, and he said, "Wait." This is where I lost it. All the last months boiled over, and I said how manipulative and disgusting he was, all because he couldn't finish in me for a little while. That he was a child, and if he couldn't figure out how wrong he was at 26, then there was no fixing him. I also told him how pathetic he was for putting on such a show by crying while watching corn just to try to make me feel bad. He said it wasn't a show, he just was upset that we were fighting all the time and he happened to be watching corn. He also doubled down by saying that finishing in his woman is important and brought up his boundaries again. And I told him how much bullshit that is and that he can't set boundaries on my body. We were both crying a lot. He then admitted that he acted this way to deter me from taking out my IUD. After that, I left to go to my parents' house, and he tried calling and texting, all apologetic now, but I don't feel the need to talk to him ever again. First of all, men that like insist that their woman has birth control over like wanting them to feel good and not like hate their lives, have terrible cramps, like have terrible hormonal issues is insane, and they should never be in a relationship until they can get that through their tiny little fucking brains. Like, I don't understand. It pisses me off so bad that men just feel like they have the right to like, they just are so selfish. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I will literally never sleep with you again if you think that I need to be on birth control for your own for your own security, like for your own peace of mind, because I care more about my body than I care about you getting off. Like, I will literally never have sex with you again if that is what you want, and then bye, we'll break up, because you're never going to tell me that I should or I need to be on birth control. Don't make that my problem, girl, because I could be celibate for the next year if I really wanted to, and it pisses me off. Like, first of all, no, I'm not like saying, I'm not putting this on anyone that is on birth control, but personally for my own body, which obviously it's everyone's choices, and some people don't even have the choice, like they just have to be on it for certain medical reasons. I never have been on birth control, and I never will be, because it just genuinely scares me, and I already feel like I have pretty like bad hormonal issues without being on it, and I just don't feel the need to be on it. Like, I'm not like the most sexual person, and so like I don't really feel the need to be on it. It's not like something that I like need to do, because like I said, if I really wanted to, I could be celibate for the next year and not give two shits about it, and therefore not have to worry about teen pregnancy, which wouldn't be teen pregnancy, but I still consider it teen pregnancy because I can never imagine myself having a baby right now, and if it would feel like teen pregnancy for me. Truly. Okay. So, some of the top comments. This is literally insane behavior. Oh my god. Another one. I dated a guy like this. I was so young and naive. The internet wasn't around, and I was so ashamed. I never told anyone until he threatened to kill me, and I was so terrified my family dragged it out of me. I cannot explain why I had such a hard time. I also didn't understand what a boundary in a relationship actually meant. I am so glad OOP got this figured out. It's scary out there. Yeah. Someone else commented, that's psychotic, but the mental image of a guy cranking his hog to corn while bawling his eyes out is incredible. Literally exactly what I said. Dude really did put on a big show about how upset he was that his girlfriend was forcing him to take such extreme measures to get off. I'd call it fake if I didn't know an embarrassing amount of guys in gaming circles that are like this. Yeah. I can't even imagine like if his friends found out how he reacted to that, like would they would he be embarrassed? Like I feel like that'd be so embarrassing. I would never show my face again. All right, come on. Come on. Next story. All right. Let's get into this one. The title is Oop. Am I the asshole for wanting to use the hall pass my wife gave me 5 years ago when she cheated on me? My wife, 35 female, and I, 35 male, have been married for 10 years. We have 2 children, 9 female, 7 female. 5 years ago, I found out that my wife had an affair. I felt crushed and numb because I loved my wife a lot. Her affair partner told me about it when my wife called it off. The affair lasted 1 month, and my wife had called it off because she felt really guilty about it. When I confronted my wife about it, she was very remorseful and didn't deny anything. She said she'd do anything, follow any reconciliation steps I asked, and just begged to not break up our family. I asked her why she cheated, and she gave no excuses, and she just said it was for the thrill. My first reaction was to divorce, but after sitting on it for a week, I decided to just stick it out for our family, and because I still loved my wife. My wife was very thankful, and she even told me I had a hall pass I could use whenever I wanted. Over the next year or so, my wife followed the reconciliation steps, which included therapy, getting sober, quitting her job, and a bunch of other things. I had forgiven my wife, but I could never forget it. I would occasionally just replay it in my mind, my wife cheating on me, and that always hurt a lot. Fast forward to today, and my family is doing great. However, I have struck a friendship with Melissa, 32 female, who I met at a bookstore. We had common interests in books for existentialism, metaphysics, and similar books. I don't know how, but when we met, we just clicked. We initially met every week at the bookstore to just discuss books and life, but we started talking more about our personal life, and then we started going on coffee dates and brunches. One more thing we had in common was that Melissa, too, was married to her husband who had cheated on her many years ago. It's been almost a year since I met her, and Melissa has made it up front that she has very strong feelings for me and that she's never had these feelings for anyone else ever in her life. I too have a lot of feelings for her, but I feel guilty about it, so I haven't told her about them yet. I haven't crossed any physical boundaries, and I don't intend to. We only hug and hold hands. But I do want to explore more of an emotional connection to her because I've never felt like this ever. I remembered that my wife gave me a hall pass 5 years ago when she cheated on me. Would I be the asshole to use that hall pass to explore the emotional connection I have with Melissa? Girl, you realize that you're having an affair? You realize that you're literally having an affair? Like you're having an emotional affair and you're holding hands and hugging some girl that you have deep feelings for and going to brunch and coffee dates? You're just as bad as what your wife did. What do you mean? That is your hall pass. What? That's your hall pass right there, out the window. The fuck? Now you're the one who needs to go get therapy, get sober, and quit your job. Alright, let's see some top comments. The fact that Melissa is cheating on her husband doesn't make her better than your wife. Makes her worse than the wife. It's been going on for a year, and she's admitted feelings, not breaking it off. Why did Melissa not divorce the husband before sharing her feelings? All the adults in this story are assholes. No, for real. I'd argue that the wife is no longer an asshole as she's done serious work on herself, but surely OP and his affair partner are assholes, yes. Especially because husband doesn't want to explore only the physical, but the emotional. That's really fucked in my opinion. He got a physical hall pass, not an emotional one. And if he's wanting to explore an emotional relationship like that, he needs to divorce first and foremost. OP is actually cheating on his wife and has been for a year. He's having an emotional affair. A whole affair. They're holding hands and stuff. I can't think of any situation it would be okay for a married man to intimately hold hands with another married woman. This situation is full of selfish people. Yeah, sorry, but you hold hands with another woman, you're dead to me. Don't care that it's not past. Like, I don't care how little of that might seem, but holding hands, I I fear, is a lot more intimate than like just hooking up with someone, because you don't hold hands with someone. Like, I feel like you don't just hold hands with someone. Like, it's more of a, like, it's a cutesy little romantic thing to do. And obviously, I would choose my boyfriend holding hands with someone over like fucking someone, but the fucking part would probably be a lot less meaningful to him than holding hands. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but that's how I feel, because sometimes guys just, I've said this before, you know, a lot of the times guys just care about sex, but they don't care who they're doing it with. And then after the fact, they realize like, oh fuck. All right, so this was posted, I think, by a fellow Storytime Society member. I do believe that it was, because, like, I think this is their original story. Because it's not a cross post. It's like an actual post that was posted on the subreddit, which if you haven't joined, I don't know if I already said this, but it's in the link in the description below. We have 186 members right now. Love you all. Okay, let's see what this person has to say. My bosses got me to train the person they planned to replace me with, and I found out accidentally. What do I do? Hey everyone, I'm currently still in shock, so I need to be smart with how I go about this. I, 23 female, have been working at a yoga studio since I was 16, 17 years old. It started as a part-time job in high school, and then I did my yoga teacher training, moved away for a bit, came back, and started working there full-time, and have now been there since 2021. I've come on here before talking about the inappropriate things my male boss has done in the past to make me uncomfortable, and I know that this is because of him. I'll refer to him as MB, male boss. I also have a female boss, FB. They are business partners who run the space together. I can go into depth about the things that have happened between myself and male boss and why things are tense between us, but it's the past month that has been bothering me and finally boiled over yesterday. Just to paint a picture, I teach yoga at the studio 2 classes a week. I also do their advertising, admin, client queries, and bookings, etc. They themselves have called me the face of the studio, but that itself was used to manipulate me when I brought up that I would be teaching at other studios as well, which I have started. F them. Every single yoga teacher has a right to freelance, but I work at the front desk now, so somehow that's a problem. Anyway, a month or so ago, my colleague who also worked at the front desk left, and so we need to find another person to assist. I imagined it was going to be a similar role to hers, which was very minor. She was there in the mornings, I was there in the afternoons. Another woman who manages accounts is also there throughout the day. So she leaves and we find a replacement. This new person, C, can only work on Mondays. Cool. So we find another person, M, and I'm currently training her. Things have felt off. My gut has been going crazy because this all seemed strange. My male boss has been acting strange, more than usual at least, and myself and the account manager both found it weird that we needed another full-time person to help out with admin. The studio isn't that big. Nothing is that intense that we require help. It's a very personal and boutique setup. Clients are cool, reception isn't that busy, so it all felt very suspicious. The new person, M, also brought up that they want her to work the same exact shift as I am after training, so she would be doing my exact job at the exact same time as me. I don't think they expected myself and M to click and be this open with one another, but we really are. We got off really well immediately. Point being is that it all felt weird and off, and then shit hit the fan yesterday. I taught a yoga class and another trainer joined my class because she needed to sort out some admin when it came to her classes, and she decided to join the class as well. After class, she comes to me and says, "Dude, where are you going? Do you not want to teach this class anymore?" I didn't know what the F she was on about. I said, She said, my male boss asked me if I'd be interested in taking this class, so I assumed you're leaving or something. He told me not to say anything to anyone. Alarm bells then go off in my head. I confirmed everything he said with her, while everything clicks into place. They got me training another person to take my job, and they're giving away my classes without notifying me of any of this. Immediately, I lose my mind. I have been with the studio on and off for approximately 7 years. I've done my job, received 0 warnings. The only thing I did wrong was let male boss convince me that we are friends and got into my personal life and blurred the lines of what is and what isn't professional. I thought that was resolved and heard nothing about that since. With all this in mind, before I end my shift yesterday, I posted this text in our admin group. Hey everyone, a trainer just came up to me after class and asked me where I'm going because my male boss asked her if she could take the class that I teach, and then she told me that he asked her not to say anything to anyone. I can understand hiring another person after the colleague left to help out, but being told that the classes I teach are being given away makes me very uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure that legally you're supposed to notify someone if you intend to fire them, not first get them to train someone to take their job. Perhaps there is a reasonable explanation, but if this is what's happening, which would be very unfortunate, then I'd have to leave effective immediately in order to find another stable form of income. They scrambled after that, tried to convince me that this wasn't their intention, yada yada. Asked if we could have a meeting. I requested that the third party be present and asked if I could record the meeting and take notes. Haven't heard a word back. I've spoken to my parents and friends about it. I have most of what happened in text, trying to keep track of the information I've gathered. Does anyone know how I can handle this to play out in my favor? My mom said that I shouldn't just leave immediately because then they would have grounds to fire me. Any advice? Wait, if you leave, you quit, so they can't fire you. So I'm a little confused about that. And I think what I would do is go find a new job. Because first of all, these people sound toxic as fuck. And obviously you said there's backstory to the male boss and how he's like creepy to you and stuff. So that's just another thing to add on top of that. And then also just for job stability, like if these people are really, they don't give a fuck about you that much that they're going to get someone to take your job and then like just basically they're going to fire you with no notice, which I'm pretty sure you have to have like, I'm not sure how it works in yoga studios, but I know in like corporate world, you have to go through like an extensive process to make sure that like the liability side of things, like legally, you have to show a record of why you're going to fire someone. So it starts pretty early on, and usually it's some sort of like improvement plan, and you have like 30, 60, 90 days or something to figure that out, learn more, blah blah blah. But technically most of the time they're doing that so that they can gather information, so then they can easily fire you at the end of that 30, 60, 90 days, and they won't, you can't sue them, they won't be liable. So usually that's like what happens, because that would be, what is it called? What is it called, motherfucker? When like firing someone, I forget what the word is. It's gonna piss me off. What is it? What is it called when you? Okay, let's see. Wrongful termination. That's what it is. But I couldn't think of it, so thank you, Google. Okay, so yeah, I think that would be considered wrongful termination, honestly. But I don't know where you are, so I don't know how that works. But I know that that is how it works here in the state of Florida. All right, but there is an update to this story, so let's see. Update, so they messaged me asking me why I would put that message in the admin group and not go to them directly. My response was, why would I go to you directly when I found out from a random person that my classes are getting given away? Female boss kept trying to push that we meet to discuss it, but I had already come home. And then I thought, let me be smart about this. So she was asking me to meet the next morning. I told her I want everything in writing because if they were planning to replace me like that, it would be very illegal, especially considering I've had no warnings. I've been doing my job. I asked for all communication to be via text or formal notice, and I asked that if we do have a meeting, I would like to have a third party present as well as record the meeting and take notes. They then had nothing to say. After pushing to meet, the minute I asked for those things, I got no response. They then removed the WhatsApp contact linked to the work phone from the group I was speaking to them in that we usually use for communication about my tasks for the day. This is where I think I effed up, but I was really so hurt and angry. And I said, I don't understand how you have time to delete the office number from the group but not reply to me. Their response was, are you aware you're being stroppy in your communication with us? Hence, we removed source from the chat. What does stroppy mean, for the love of God? Stroppy? Bad-tempered and argumentative. Okay, never heard that word before in my life. But that's nice. We learn things every day. We are in touch with our lawyer before we confirm our meeting. We'll let you know soon. You can take the rest of the week off, and we might have you work from home. Just so you're not concerned about money, we will pay you for the hours you were scheduled to work front desk. I had not been unkind or rude up until that point, but after this message, I saw the game they're playing. These were my responses. I'm not being stroppy. I'm asking what is happening. Should I get a cover for my class? I don't think it's fair to decide that I'm being stroppy when you haven't communicated what is happening with me, when you are the ones who said we would have a meeting today. I asked if I could have a third party and received no response. I'm not being stroppy. I'm just confused as to what is going on. No, what you're being is like, you're not letting people walk all over you. You're being confident. You're being like, you're doing all the right things. I don't think there's anything wrong with what you're doing, especially the way that they went about it. Are they aware that they're being dumbasses going around trying to like cover their asses and then they're just going to fire you? Like, that's definitely what it's like sounding like they're going to do. So okay, this was their response. Don't worry about the class. We will cover the class. Just to clarify, you can work from home for now. We might send you some projects to work on. Regardless, we will pay you for your previously scheduled front desk hours for this week, even though you're at home. We are still waiting to hear from our counsel, and then we can confirm a meeting with you. You're welcome to bring someone along to the meeting and also record and take notes. Disgusting. You're making me sick. I replied with a thank you and asked if me staying at home is then a formal suspension. They have not replied. I think they realize that they're fucked, but I could be mistaken. But trying to paint me as the problem by calling me stroppy, I know that will be used against me. Fuck these people. We are waiting to hear from our counsel, and then we can confirm a meeting with you. Literally, please tell me you have you either can get a lawyer or you know someone that can come in and act as like a lawyer or something. Like, please, for the love of God, because I want these people to burn. Like, I hate them. They are the worst people. They're the worst business owners, and they will never have a truly successful business if this is how they treat their employees. Because it's crazy to me that people that own businesses think that they can just do this to employees and then act this way to employees, and they think that their business is going to be successful. Like, I'm sorry, but employees are the I don't know, the whole, like, the core part of your business. You need employees. You need yoga teachers. You guys surely aren't going to do it yourselves. And it's going to look bad. It's disgusting. You're probably going to do this to future employees, and then no one's going to want to work for you. I had a boss, literally, I could go on about her for days, and I only worked for her for like 3 months. And it was the most insane 3 months of my life last year, but I did get some good friends out of it, so that I'm grateful for. But so it was just us. Like, it was me and 4 other people working there, okay? I was a social media manager, and I can't even explain to you how insane this woman was. Like, oh my God, I can't, like, I don't want to go into too many details. Like, she's never going to see this, but, like, I'm scared of her, honestly, because she's genuinely the scariest person ever. She's, like, she has problems. Like, not to shame anyone, because I have problems myself that are under control. But she literally, like, she thinks that she can treat everyone like scum of the earth and basically just undermine. She thinks she's the smartest person ever. So she would like criticize every single thing that everyone did. She also, just to tell you, she had a team of like 50 before this, and she fired everyone. She fired everyone. And I reached out to some of those people because I wanted to know after I quit, I wanted to know, like, was this just us or is this everyone's experience? And all the people that I reached out to were like, she did this and this and this and this, literally explaining verbatim exactly what we went through. She was a narcissistic, the worst narcissist, psychopath, sociopath bitch in the world. I can't even say one good thing about her. Also, her breath smelled and she would fart in the office and like not say anything and then be like, "Do you guys smell that?" She was disgusting. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm being so mean. But she didn't shower. She literally didn't shower. She wore the same thing every day. She looked like shit every day that she came into the office, but she required us to dress nice. Like, she required us to dress nice. And then she would be like, I'm not kidding you. She would wear the same outfit for like 5 days in a row. Her hair greased to her like head. Insane. She looked like she didn't sleep for 5 days. She looked so unpresentable for the public that it was insane that she literally required us to wear like nice clothes, like office nice clothes. And then she would come into work looking like she just rolled out of a fucking like casket. I'm not even kidding. She didn't even look like she just rolled out of bed. She looked like she rolled out of a casket and was awakened from the freaking dead. Like, I can't even tell you how terrible this woman would present herself. Which is fine. Like, if you want to look like shit sometimes, okay, it's fine. But then to like come at us, like she would come at us sometimes for what like we were wearing, or be like, yeah, my past employees would come dressed like they were going to Coachella. Better that than looking like a fucking zombie who literally can't stand in the sun because she'll melt away. Like, you genuinely look so scary. I would be scared to approach you. Like, I would genuinely think like you were not, I don't know. I don't even know what to say, but yeah, it was insane. And not, I mean, I can't even like really remember like exact things, but she would, first of all, in the beginning, she would be super nice. She would like kind of like love bomb us a little bit. So fake nice, obviously. And like try to be best friends with us and make her, like, she would paint herself out to be the victim. She would say like, all these people in the past screwed me over. Like, and I believed her in the beginning. I was like, oh my God, that's really sad. Like, I'm sorry you've never had anyone like dependable. And then I realized after 17 people were the problem and you weren't, that you definitely are the problem, girl. And you just don't, you're such a narcissist that you don't think you could do anything wrong. And it was insane. And so she would like say how she always did so many like nice things and people just walked all over her. And she would, after a while, it was so crazy because there was no reason for this, but she randomly started getting pissed at us for going to the bathroom and like leaving our time clocks running. And she'd be like, she started saying that we needed to pause our clocks when we went to the bathroom so that we weren't getting paid for like those 3 minutes that we were fucking going to the bathroom. It was insane. She was saying we were going in there for too long, but none of us would ever stay in there for longer than like 3 minutes, or like, sorry, 5 if I had to take a fucking shit. Like, I'm so sorry, I'm not shitting fast enough for you. I should still be getting paid. And she had a camera. She had a couple cameras actually. And she would stay home while all of us were in the office. And she would, I think she had that shit on her like flat screen TV, because she would text us things during, like, hey, don't mess with that. And then she would come in the next day and be like, yeah, I heard this and this. I heard that you guys were saying this about me, because we would talk shit on her all day long. Like that was, we were bonding over it because the way that she treated us, like we were literally little rodents, like scurrying around her office. It was insane. And then one day I'm sorry, I was such a good employee. I was the first new person to work for her. So for the first week, I was by myself. And then she started hiring more people. For the first week, I literally sat in silence. I did all my work. For the whole time I was there, I kept her caught up on social media, which she said she had been behind for like 7 months. She had these social media clients that she hadn't posted for like literally 7 months, and they were paying her thousands of dollars and not saying anything, so it was fine. And so I got her all caught up, and I kept her caught up and on top of all her social media stuff, yet I still was not doing enough, even though that was my only job. And so one day there was, she would really be on it. Like she would be on us. If we had to like reply to all clients. She was like, "You guys need to take your work phones home with you guys, because if you don't, then and the clients try to text us and you don't respond, then I'm going to be really upset and they're going to be really upset, and then I'm going to have to hear from them about it." I'm like, "Girl, I get paid $20 an hour. Why am I taking my work phone home to reply to clients when I'm not getting paid? I'm trying to live my life outside of work that I literally get paid nothing for." And so I was at work and someone had asked for a password. And I'm so sorry, kill me now. I didn't know how to find the password, okay? So I texted her and a couple other people about it because she wasn't in the office that day, and I was trying to figure out what the password was, but I couldn't find out. And she got so pissed at me because I texted the person back, because she said no matter what, even if I don't have the answer, that we should still always reply to our clients right away. So I replied right away. I said, "Yeah, I'll work on that for you." A couple hours passed by. Okay, I haven't sent them the password yet. I told them I would work on it for them. I didn't say I was going to get it in 20 minutes. I said that I would work on it for them. And my intent was to make sure I figured it out before the end of the day, before I left, because I was going to make sure I gave them the password before I left. And she was like, she came back in the office. She starts freaking out on me. She goes, "This is how you find it. It's not that hard." Like acting like I'm a dumbass. "I'm sorry, I didn't know that trick. Like I didn't know how to find it in your settings or whatever with the saved passwords. Like I didn't know that was a thing." And she starts freaking out on me. And I'm like, "Okay, like you can just," I literally start saying like, "Okay, you can just show me nicely. Like you don't have to like be rude about it. Like I thank you for showing me." And I, of course I was going to respond to them. She's like, let them I can't believe you left them hanging for all this time. We could have lost these people, this client freaking out on me in front of everyone." And I stick up for myself, but I'm not like a bitch about it or even in like out of pocket in any way. I'm like, um, I was planning on, I literally, all I said was like, "No, I would have responded by the end of the day." She goes, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I definitely was planning on responding by the end of the day." That's literally all I said. She fucking throws a fit. She screams at me in front of everyone. And she's like, "Don't fucking be disrespectful. You don't fucking talk to your boss like that." Like cussing me out. And then she walks out and she pulls me into the other room and she starts screaming at me with demon eyes. I swear to God, something took her body over and screamed at me. I was so scared. I was scared for my life. I thought she was going to claw my fucking eyeballs out. And I literally started crying because I was like genuinely in shock. But I was like, "I hope you know," like I was responding to her. She's like, why do you feel the need that you think you can talk to me like that?" I was like, "I wasn't being disrespectful in any way. And actually, everyone in the office is uncomfortable with you because the way that you treat everyone." She's like, "How do I treat everyone? I treat everyone so good, blah, 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 blah," trying to stick up for herself because she has no self-awareness. And I'm not even kidding you, that day I thought I might have died. I thought she was going to choke me out and leave me for the freaking rodents in the other office that she didn't use. It was insane. So, so sorry. That was like the longest story ever, but I had to tell you guys that because that was like the most insane 3 months of my life. And me and my coworkers, my ex coworkers, but friends now, always talk about it because we like genuinely bonded over how traumatic that experience was. And I wish, like, I could go on and on about that work environment for 3 months. There's so many things that happened. Like, I can't even. I can't even. She had her friend come in one day, some random guy. We were all working. He was sitting next to us on the desk, rolling a joint. But yet she would get pissed at us if we were, I don't even know, like if someone was 5 minutes late, she would get pissed at us and say like we were so unprofessional. Yet she let her friend come in, roll joints on the desk in the workplace. Like, I'm sorry, what is happening? It was the most insane thing ever, but yeah, that is my story. That is my trauma dump for the day. That was also the last story because I actually have to film another episode after this that I'm gonna film for you guys, and I'm so sorry that I just took up like so much time telling you guys that story, but I needed to vent because I have never really talked about the full like in-depth story. I'm sure like throughout the time I'll start talking more about it if things come up. Like obviously that was like a work story, so it kind of like jogged my memory about things, but I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you guys think about the stories. And I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the Storytime Society. I seriously am so grateful for you guys and for just everything. Like all your comments. I'm so grateful for the little community that we have built here. So I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode that I'm literally about to film 2 seconds after this.